A San Salvador wedding, taken from a fictionalization based on research and family histories. In 1870, when the settlers of Riverside, California came to the region, La Placita de los Trujillos in Agua Mansa, which formed the church parish of San Salvador, had been in existence for more than 30 years. There had been a devastating flood in the 1860s that leveled most of the adobe structures in the two settlements, but the church, on higher ground, was spared, as were the residents of the two communities, as they were all able to escape to the church. Now, 8 years later, the structures were largely rebuilt and there is a wedding to celebrate. This one would be unique as the visitors who came to settle the area that would later be known as Riverside were their guests. In this fictionalization, the bride, Gabriela, is the daughter of Julian and granddaughter of Doroteo. It's tradition for the bride to stay at the home of her padrinos the night before the wedding. Antonio Teodoro and Maria Peregrina, her great-aunt and uncle, are serving as padrino and madrina, a role similar to father and mother of the bride. They then become godparents of sorts to the married couple. The padrinos participate in the planning and hosting of the wedding. The night before the ceremony, the bride stays with her padrinos, and they counsel her with advice for her marriage. At the wedding, it is her padrino, not her father, who gives her away. The morning of the wedding, the energy at the bride's family's home is loud and spirited. Inside is decorated more elaborately than the outside, with streamers and flowers, both real and paper. There is a long table overflowing with sliced meats, fruits, cheeses, breads, and pastries. Wine, whiskey, and beer flow freely. Everyone is dressed in their best clothes. A present table is overflowing with wrapped packages. When Gabriela's mother, Teresa, declares the bride is ready, the guests and villagers begin making their way across the narrow pedestrian bridge that traverses the river. The groom, with his best man by his side, leads the procession to the church. Cornelius Jensen and his wife Mercedes are in the crowd. He, a European settler, married one of the daughters in the community years before. Once they arrive at the church, they don't enter. Instead, the crowd spreads throughout the yard, surrounding the door. The ceremony is held in the doorway of the church. The couple only enters once they are declared man and wife and will attend Mass for the first time as a married couple. Once they assemble, with the groom and priest from San Salvador at the doorway, they turn in unison as the bride stands at the foot of the pedestrian bridge. Teodoro and Maria Peregrina, lavishly dressed, walk in front of the bride. Gabriela wears a dress of white satin and lace. She holds a wooden beaded rosary wrapped around her gloved hands. An altar boy tolls the church bell several times. The crowd falls silent. As tradition dictates, the groom holds 13 gold coins, las aras, symbolizing Jesus and his 12 apostles. The priest blesses them. Once the bride takes her place beside the groom, she hands her rosary to her madrina. The groom will place the coins in the bride's hands. She will then place them back into his hands. The best man holds a wooden chest, and the groom will then place them inside as the couple exchanges their vows. Once done, the groom showers the bride's hands with the coins and places the chest in her hands to signify absolute trust, and that his life is in her hands. When she accepts it, it symbolizes her complete trust in her vow to take care of him. The bride stops at the doorway, and this exchange begins. The priest continues the ceremony in Spanish. Next comes the tying together of the bride and groom with the flower lasso. A strand of flowers has been strung together by the women in Gabriela's family, collected by the young girls of the village. It represents the rosary. After the vows are exchanged, the priest will wrap the rosary around the couple in a figure 8, starting with the groom. The wedding party will help, binding their shoulders, waists, or wrists. This represents eternal unity and love. The couple will wear this lasso throughout the rest of the ceremony. Father will remove it at the end and present it to them as a memento of their commitment. At the end of the ceremony, they enter the church and attend Mass as husband and wife. The congregation follows. After Mass, the newlyweds leave first. The congregation erupts into spontaneous applause upon their departure. The parishioners line the entrance to throw rice to scare away any evil spirits hovering around the newlyweds. Afterwards, there is a feast with music, dancing, drinking, and games of daring and agility for the young men of the village, and they celebrate into the night.